Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing something very different than what we've done in the past. Usually we do VODs of people that have paid or who have just been asking, that have been asking for a while. I usually help out with VODs. But today someone wanted me to do something a little bit different within the community. They have asked, why don't you go over mL7 or other big players that are really good at their roles and kind of see what they're doing or what they could even do better? Because I've stated in guides before that, sometimes these streamers are just way too good at what they do. Maybe you shouldn't look at them because you have to make sure that you're playing within your means and not trying to go for flank plays all the time. So today, we're actually going to go over a tournament match, which is something I really like to watch streamers play in because it forces them to play something a little bit different than their ladder strategies. And this is a character today that we're going over with mL7. We haven't typically seen mL7 pull out the Moira. We've seen a lot of his BAP, we've seen a lot of his Ana, even sometimes his Zen, and I just want to go over his VOD today. Just a few things before we start out. This is in no way saying that mL7 is a bad player or that he's worse than me, that I'm reviewing his VOD. And as a matter of fact, he's a much better player than I am. His aim is absolutely correct. While I may have team experience, that's about all I have over him. And if he wanted team experience, well, he'd get it because he's very good mechanically and he's not dumb. He's smart as well. Number two, I have no idea how this VOD's going to go out. I've never seen this. I'm pretty sure this is against Solaris, which Solaris beat them. I mean, for good reason. They're all very good, like, tier 2 players. But I have no idea what the outcome of this match is. Everything that I say here, it will be what I think. I'm not going, if he does make a mistake, I'm not going to be like, hey, this is bad, or this isn't bad, like, you're doing great. I'm not going to suck up. I'm going to give an actual VOD here. I'm going to give you what I actually think. I do just want to let you guys know, though, by no means am I a better player than mL7. This dude is very good at the game. But I mean, this is content. I can kind of help you guys see maybe where he could have done better, because I'm sure he's not perfect either, or else he'd be Overwatching. But yeah, let's get right into this, and let's see how he does against Contenders players, it's a very challenging thing to do here. I don't have the actual VOD on, like, experimental, but this is what we do have. In terms of compositions, he's playing Moira here. I know it kind of blackens out, but you guys still can see it, which is good. He is playing Moira. And in this patch, I will put the patch notes in the top left-hand part of the screen right now, so you guys can see what we're dealing with in terms of Moira here. The changes really aren't too great for Moira, other than the main ones that you want to be looking for are the cleansing through the orb and the cleansing through fade. The using health resources to heal, it's not going to be used a whole lot because good Moiras shouldn't really have to deal with that, but the side effects of the orbs and as well as the fade, those are the two really, really big ones that you want to be looking out here for. So we're going to see kind of where his fade usage goes in terms of cleansing, but a lot of what we're talking about here will be in terms of where Moira is now in terms of resource management, which is a big problem with a bunch of streamers, because it's something that you don't usually think of as a problem until you get into these, like, tier 2 level games. But yeah, let's see where he takes this. I mean, I'm really excited to see really what he does here. And I'm sure in some of these places he is trying to play for content, so I don't blame him if he makes a mistake against really good players. I really enjoy, honestly, like, something just right off the, like, he looks like he's actually having fun. He has a smile on his face. Like, honestly, hats off to mL7 that he's having a good time, especially playing Moira, which isn't exactly the most fun. I do want to turn up his comms a little bit so we can understand what he's saying. He's also, I mean, hats off to him that he's actually, I can't believe he's actually interacting during a tournament match. It's actually crazy. I would never do that. Like, I could never see myself doing that. I'd be so focused. So they do have A&J. And I don't know who the Reaper is, but okay, alright, right off the bat, the damage orb is good, but there are better places to put it. So, like, okay, it's really hard to do this. Pretty much, on the gate, you can bounce it off the middle of this wall, and then it'll bounce back and forth into spawn unless a D.Va eats it. It's just a trigonometry, like, whatever. You just have to play it. I only know that because I played the character so much on this map, so, I mean, that's just very, very small. Also, right off the bat, using heal resources when no one's taken damage yet. I know it's very small, but we'll see if this bites him in the ass in the long fight. He is just tapping now, but at the start, look how much he's doing here. I mean, this is really problematic in the long fight. Because now the fight started, and now people are actually taking damage, and he's already about 3/4 down. So the healing management could be a lot better. Also, right here, they're already all full. You do not want to be, because here's the thing: one tap of Moira's heal is actually a healing over time. It's not a flat heal. So if you're holding your left click to get to max health, you're actually doing it wrong. Now, right here, it looks like he understands that concept, but he wasn't necessarily applying it all the way, which, I mean, I don't blame him if he hasn't played Moira a lot. So, yeah, see right here, I mean, it's hard because he has his beautiful Olaf alert blocking the heals, but he did waste a lot of healing there, and he's going to pay for it pretty soon. He does use Fade immediately when the Rhine does get frozen, though, which was really well done. In terms of using the new Fade. If any of these had not been experimental fades, I would have said that they weren't really needed because he wasn't getting swung on. But he did cleanse his Rhine, which was really well done, and I could see that actually going to main to going to live. It's not his job to be doing alt tracking, so I'm not really going to say anything about alt track or not knowing what they have. It's too hard to do when we are looking at a Twitch VOD and non-experimental. The damage is a problem that early because they're about to take a fight. So, like, here's the thing. The only time you do damage, especially when you're running against a diva, in the current way that Moira works, because we've gone over the percentages, damage orb only gives 9% alt charge, meanwhile healing gives 13%. I think those numbers are still correct. I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But healing orb at the end of the day gives more alt charge. I know that for a fact. Especially if you're running against a diva, it's a lot easier to eat. So the only reason you're throwing a damage orb is if you know that you are going to kill targets. That's the only way that you will realistically want to damage orb. If you know for a fact you're going to kill that target, or if it's before a fight and you are going to look for alt charge. The problem is that the fight is already happening. They're not playing on cart. Sorry, let me take this away. The team is not playing on cart. They are looking to take space, and the wall was just taken. Therefore, it can be presumed that the enemy has the position of library. So throwing that damage orb prematurely is really going to hurt him in the long run, because now he can't use his healing orb for heals. He has to be looking to just heal the whole fight on his own. And I know it doesn't seem like that'll do a lot, but think about it. The healing orb can probably save you about this much. And which, if you wanted to start the fight with heal orb, then you could then get all of this back. And then you effectively have a meter that's about this long compared to just this. I mean, if that makes any sense to you guys. I don't want to keep this VOD too long, because if mL7 actually does choose to see this, I'd want him to have good time value. So let's keep going here. So here's the thing: he's going into this fight without a. He's going into this fight without a healing orb. And now that his team is shattered, he's not going to have the max healing he needs to actually keep his team alive, or at least get his coalescence that's very close to charging. You have to keep that in mind. Not only is he losing out on resource management, he's also losing out on alt charge, in which the enemy's Moira already has her ult. So it's the very small things on Moira that make such a huge difference. Again, a really good fade usage from him. Now he does have the heal orb. He does barely keep the diva alive here. And now he's going to Cole here, I hope. Cole in 3 seconds. This is very good because he's waiting for the orb to come back online. He throws a damage orb and it is immediately going to go back in. Very well done. Positioning of this coalescence could have been a lot better early on, but it was kind of a weird situation, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't really know exactly without bird's eye view where he should have went there. The fade might have been a little... no, because he did actually cleanse the Torb there. This is really on his team for... Yeah, okay. So a lot of this right here is his team's kind of all over the place. The damage orb was good, but he would have... I would have liked to hear him call it a little bit sooner. Right now, this is... Okay, he might be right here. This is really good. This is really... Like, don't get me wrong, this is really good gameplay. It's not, like... perfect, but it's really good because his idea was I can look for some poke damage to maybe get heal. I think he still could have done it because he chose that he couldn't do it anymore. I still think he could have. It just would have been risky because they still have a Lucio online, so I can kind of understand why he's coming back early. But just keep in mind that that's the reason why he stayed a little bit longer than maybe you would have thought would have been optimal. But let's keep going on here.
The second I talk, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's such a good entertainer. Like, I just want to put this out here. This is a really hard skill. Being entertaining while playing in a tournament match against Contenders players and still performing. Like, I just wanted to put that out there. Like, props to mL7 to be able to do that.
I'm gonna TP backline.
So right here, right there, this whole time when you don't have a lot of resources to begin with, he needs to just be tapping. He needs to be tapping heal and then looking to heal orb his team and get the maximum value out of the heal orb so he's still building the resources while he's not in a fight. While he's not in a position to do so. Because right now, he's bottlenecking himself. Because I think he could have at least went into this fight with half resources, but instead he's now here. And not chat, why am I saying chat? People that are watching this video. I understand that it might not seem like these small little things will do a lot for Moira, but it really does. Going into a fight with this much time as compared to this much time makes a drastic difference. Even though Moira has the healing for everything, that's probably not going to go to live. I don't see that happening because it just makes Moira way too easy to play. And you're still losing HP. Like, being down here is still really bad. Like, you don't want to be here. It makes you easier to kill if your Lucio isn't on heal. So keep that in mind. Let's see what goes on here.
I just have to talk, right? I gotta charge my resources though.
See, but here's the problem though. He needs to conserve the resources too, which he didn't do well. He realizes too late because he was talking to chat. There's a lot of different things that can happen there. Still, it's just something that's important to point out. He knows what he's doing, which, I mean, props off to him. Now he's tapping really well. I still think you could, I don't think he needs to heal orb that little damage. That was good.
I'm TPing in. Can we push?
Okay. Right here he gets away with it. Okay, that was a really good fade. His fade's really, really good. I feel like he's focusing on it a little bit too much though, but to be fair, that is Moira's carry potential in this meta, so I don't really blame him.
We may actually have to mirror at some point.
Dude, yeah, let's, I think we mirror, let's just come and then...
I mean...
Let's just come and mirror.
Yeah. I guess the mirror is kind of needed because I don't know. What other characters could you really run here? I mean, this is something that's unrelated. He does have Cole here. Let's see how he uses it. The whole thing he needs to do... Okay, this could have been executed much better. I don't know if I can take this back. Does Twitch have a function? Okay, so first of all, he could have faded. He could have called an engage before he actually... So right here, yeah, he damage orbs. He still had fade online. I think what he does is he fades up to flats and then looks to Cole. Because he calls a little bit too early without using all of his cooldowns. And now he doesn't get the full value out of Cole. He has to use like 2 seconds of the 6 seconds of Cole to actually get in lines, eyesight of the enemy. The other thing is he doesn't have information right here to see if the Cole is even worth it. They're still at this corner. They can easily disengage. So this was very poorly executed, but I think he kind of realized after the fact. Yeah, he definitely kind of realized after the fact. I mean, he was just making content about, lol, let's coom, and then, oh my god, Liar really did that. That was just like, I guess you could say that's a lack of awareness, but the thing is like, if Lucio had been beating and killing with beat this whole time, he would have known. That's just different. It's a muscle memory thing. That's so unlucky. I mean, he could have faded, but like, yeah. He's right, can't help him. Damage orb's fine to get some ult charge. I would be out there trying to throw a damage orb again. He might just be doing this to talk to chat, but I would still be throwing damage orbs still, because this would have been like the 5-6 second mark. You would have had another orb in time, and you would have been closer to Coalescence. I know it's small, but the thing is with Moira is that everything is small. Okay, now he's going to be looking to... Where's the Mei ult? I guess it was eaten or just thrown off the map. I don't know. J3. Okay, great fades again. The fades are fantastic from him, I must say. Yeah, his healing could have been a lot better, but we've been talking about this the whole time. Damage orb is actually good here because you're cleaning up, so I'm okay with that. Right now, I'd be looking to go into the spawn and tap damage so that we can maybe get some heal gauge up. Because you do have Fade online, so you don't really have to worry about that. And Fade is on a 6-second cooldown. They don't have Mail and they don't have Shatter, so you don't even have to cleanse anything here. I would definitely be looking to get some more heal orb charge. That's a good heal orb. He then fades into his team. The Fade usage is really, really well done. Really, really well done. Yeah, again, great Fade. Great heal orb for both himself and the D.Va here. He really has to be looking, though, for Coalescence. Now, if we think about this and we track back, if he had used that damage orb earlier in spawn, or even just been spamming damage, he would have had Cole soon enough to save his whole team here. So, like, it's the really small stuff that matters, guys. You have to keep that in mind. Every percent counts. Decent movement, just barely doesn't get the Fade in time. It's getting intense here. He's looking for a Coalescence to engage here. They probably don't have Shatter or Mail. Let's see what goes on here this next fight. He goes with flats on right side, which is fine. He tries to play with his Rhine. Yeah, really unlucky. I mean, he had to do that because the Rhine was right there. You could presume that he would have gotten Rhine ult charge enough if he's playing that close, getting that many swings. He also had to look for the D.Va damage, eating the damage orb. There was a lot. There was a lot that went into that. So here, main things I want to talk to mL7 about, and really everyone that's watching, because I mean, realistically, I don't think mL7 is going to take the time to watch this. The Fade usage is fantastic. Keep the Fade usage up. I mean, there's like probably like one or two that you could have had like a slight bit better, but like the new Fade mechanic, you got it. The resource management, while you on this patch, it's not really a problem. It doesn't seem like a problem. Rather, it's a pretty big problem. You don't want to be going below half resources into a fight. You never want to be below half here, even though you're realistically going to have enough resources. You don't want to be taking the damage that you don't have to. That's something that's really important. Tap heals and just being more comfortable with yourself. I mean, that's just going to come with time. But for people that don't know Moira and haven't played Moira, and when the Moira metas come, tap healing and making sure your resources are full, that's what wins you games. It's the same thing with spamming BAP needs before a fight. That stuff loses you games. If you don't do that and you do damage instead, the small stuff really does help. The other thing that I do want to say, making sure that your orb usage is good and you're throwing damage orbs in at the right time, and we've gone over that. There's a few other things too that we've gone over in terms of Cole usage, but we'll get into that at the end. I don't think that this is going to go 3-3 because they had a very, very decisive pace into this first fight, and they're also a contender team, which I don't really blame you. But yeah, let's go into this.
We'll just play with the main chat and we'll win.
Also, I can't shout out his entertainment ability enough. That he's still entertaining, like even during a tournament match. That takes some crazy skill. That's so weird that May's like frozen. What the heck? Oh my god. All right. He unlocked. Yeah, he doesn't want to go back in that wall there. The Fade was unnecessary, unless he was trying to cleanse, which I could kind of understand, but. That fight was just a really poorly played fight from his front line and just J3 in his front line, which I mean, it's really difficult. Trust me, it's really difficult to play into a contenders team brawl, especially when they're an actual team and your guys just like, you know, playing ladder and don't play. You've never played brawl for this long because I mean, ball's been meta for so long. He already has a Shatter. I like how he tried to Fade, but the Reaper was, or the May was just too far rather. Right now, he's really close to a Coalescence, so that's really what he's got to be looking for here. Healing Orb is fantastic to get just enough ult charge here. I'd be calling this. Whenever a fight is really, it looks won, but it's really close, I'd be calling. But I mean, this was a really good hold because the team was waiting to re-engage. Now he's going to be looking for a Coalescence, I would assume. Well, he should, rather. Why is he not calling yet? He does get away with it, but honestly, I'd be looking to co a lot sooner there. Because I think a co could have been used there. I mean, I guess that was the better play, but it was just way too close to call. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think it's bad that he didn't co. But if he would have co'd, I think it would have been okay. So honestly, good on him for holding on to it after they Mei ulted. Because maybe he wanted to cleanse with Fade. Maybe he's thinking a step ahead. I don't know. I can't really critique that fight. It was really, it worked out for him, whether he meant to do that or not. They had Shattered way earlier, so they might have it again soon. So we're going in with Diva Bomb. The Diva should be on cart, not the Lucio. I wouldn't think so. But unless they want to take the fight to... Yeah, they want to take the fight here, so this is fine. That's a big wall, though. Let's see if the Ko comes out. No? You Ko back to win the fight easy? Yeah, I don't know. He's holding on to Ko a little bit long, but... Yeah, no. I think, okay, at this point it's a mistake because we're investing ultimates like Beat instead of Ko. And Ko charges extremely fast. There's no reason to not mirror the Ko there. Even though you did kill the Rhine, and the fight's pretty much dead, I would still Ko there. Because now we have to invest Beat instead of Ko. Which, that is when it becomes a problem. That is when it becomes a problem. So, my critique there, Ko much sooner. I don't know why Cabe ulted there. Unless he's switching? They don't have Ko.
They're gonna engage with Call. I'm just gonna counter Call.
But they do have Shatter.
I'm ready to go backline.
So we have to make sure that we are fading for the Shatter. Cannot Ko first now. Unless you have a Rhine that you know realistically won't lose shield. And what she does. Which is very well done. Okay, right here, he needs to not focus the Diva so hard. The thing with Ko is that you want to get as many enemies and friendlies in the Ko as possible. So right here, him going for the Diva instead of just locating that the Diva is here and being like, okay, that's fine, but my team's pushing in. I need to rotate up this way behind my Rhine. The Diva, this is almost a bait of sorts to try to get the Moira to look at Diva. In which it worked for like 2 seconds. And then he realizes too late. And now the team is split. Okay, now he calls to stack point. Really well done. It's a flex support thing to do. Okay, he heal orbs. This is very good. I don't think the Fade was needed. He had Wraith, but I mean, he's learning that mechanic. He's been doing a very good job of that so far. This is looking like it's going to be the streamer team's win. But now they're coming back with mail. It actually looks like it's done. Now, okay, the Fade... Huh? That was BS. That Fade lost them that. Not because it was a bad Fade, but because the mechanic just didn't work. Wait. No way. Okay. Okay. That was really well done.
That was such a close one.
Yeah, that was really close. Honestly, that's a fine play to make, but because I mean that's happened. We saw Shanghai Dragons lose because of it.
Okay, I can go.
Hashtag C9.
May here, top left.
All right, let's see what he does here. Okay, damage orb wasn't needed. Damage orb wasn't needed because realistically, that on this patch, even on any patch, the Diva is going to peel for that. I don't think a damage orb was worth. And that was just unlucky there. That right there was just a damage orb problem. Chat needs more spam. It's actually really smart. Engage the chat so that you not interacting isn't that big of a problem. Because you have to focus on the game. That's smart. Okay, heal orb. He could have dodged some of those things. Okay, this is fine. I'm okay with that Ko. Because you need to break that wall now. And then your team needs to get aggressive. Maybe you didn't need it, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, this is just lost. Yeah, this is lost. This is lost. Okay, definitely didn't need... Okay, like, that's one of those situations where, like, fights lost already, look for damage orb. And it's almost mismatched. Okay, that's okay that he was holding heals. He had to try to just... purely all heal... Oh, no. Okay, right here, I would not be... heal orb. Heal orb. Heal orb. Heal orb. Okay, between the two walls. Yeah. Could have been a lot sooner than that. So you can get the cooldown back faster. Because right now he would have had another orb in which he could have looked for damage. But let's keep going here. This looks like their last fight. Let's keep going here though. Let's keep going here. Okay, the heal's fine. The beat is good.
D.Va behind.
A&J played really well there.
For melee.
So did mL7, but A&J really popped off there.
Up two.
How is that not eaten?
Just left. Up three.
Okay, the fade was a little early, but he kind of had to save himself. I'm okay with this co, because the fight looks like this is... Yeah, see, like, what that moment right there, you didn't really need to co, but I'm okay that you did, because you solidified that you won.
1 second, I believe. 1 second.
Yeah, maybe only
They have
seven
to.
days. I'm coming back fast. I have mail.
Do they get a re-engage?
The mid stop, I think.
I think they do.
Grand top.
That's crazy that they're going to re-engage this. Are they going to win? No, Solaris doesn't win this, surely. No. They over-ulted. Okay, so we're going into the last point.
Win above.
Co wasn't needed, but I'm okay that you used it there because that was just one of those fights where if they engage Co, if they invest Co, you can too.
Look where I'm at.
Especially if you didn't know if it was won or lost. In the situation mentally that he was in, I'm okay that he used this.
Probably want to lamp the Reaper again when he heals.
Like right now would be an okay time to look for damage, but now it's too late.
Reaper doesn't have
If he would have done that 4 seconds ago, where it was okay, I would have been good with this. But now they have the opportunity to engage when you don't have Healing Orb, and look where he is with resources. The fight hasn't really even started yet, and he's already low. This is going to be a real problem for him while the fight goes on here. If this wasn't experimental, this would be a big problem. And I don't see those experimental changes going through anytime soon. And this all stemmed from him using a damage orb too late. Alright, the beat goes in. We're walking in here. He can maybe look for a coalescence when he gets it online. Alright, we're chilling. This is okay. He's not using fade when he doesn't have to. He fades away because I guess he thought that was the line shatter, and he's about to have co, so it's okay to use that. This is fine. He's just trying to get, he's getting as many people in as possible. This isn't consistent though. He needs to be more consistent about it. 11 seconds, not looking good for them. I think Emong does get a touch. But, see, okay, do you see what, I don't know who was just playing Moira. I think, oh wait, that was way too much. Let's skip a little bit. We're going to look at their Moira, and you're going to see what I've been talking about, guys. Right. You see how the Rhine isn't pushing forward? Wait, no. See how the Rhine is pushing back, and then he's still up there, the Moira? See how he's still up there, and he's looking for damage? Because he knows he has fade. He needs to get his resources back before the next fight starts. See how he goes forward and then gets out? And now he has resources into the next fight, where he would have had a disadvantage in the healing resources otherwise.
Oh no! Hard game, dude. Thank you, Luna.
When we're up,
And immediately goes back to thanking subs. Fantastic. Oh, honestly, okay. First off, before I start giving critiques, I need to get water. Second off, props to mL7 to be this entertaining while in a tournament. That is really hard to do. That is, I don't think you guys understand how hard that is to do. Like, props to him. Also, props to him for his fade usage. Some of it wasn't perfect, but it was definitely a highlight of his kit, and he was utilizing it well, especially when it was a new change. The first thing, though, and this really goes for a lot of Moiras, is just resource management. Resources. And honestly, this could even go. This could go down to like orb usage, which I was gonna put at number 2, but I think orb usage kind of goes hand in hand with this whole idea of resources. When you're healing, tap heal when it's small. Memorize that point where for every character, it's different for every character because the white lines are different. They mean different things in terms of ticks. You got to recognize when the healing is going to fill that up. When there's that point of no return where you need to hold it, and how long until you just tap and you're good. It takes time, and for someone that doesn't play Moira a lot, I mean, like, I don't really blame the dude. For someone that doesn't play Moira a lot, he didn't play a bad Moira, if that makes any sense. And maybe he does. I just haven't looked at his streams in a while because I've been busy with my own stuff. Maybe he has been playing Moira a bit more recently. I mean, by no means was this a bad Moira. The resources, though, it definitely shows that it's probably one of his weaker characters compared to his BAP and his Ana. The orb usage before fights. making sure that you're using the damage orb to get ult charge, but at the right time, because you don't want to find yourself using it so late that you don't have the orb going into the fight. That's a problem. You want to make sure that you're looking for it early. You're looking to see maybe when the diva looks away. If you don't have an opportunity to do it, that's fine. Keep holding on to your heal orb. If you need to heal before a fight happens, use your heal orb. Do not use your resources unless you tap heal. Tap heal and heal orb, so that you make sure that you don't waste resources and that you go into every single fight with a gauge that's looking like this instead of a gauge that's looking like this or like this. You want to make sure that you're getting the maximum value. You do not want to be going into fights with less resources than the other, because that means that you're getting your coalescence slower, and you're going to just get outpaced by the enemy in every single way. And in a brawl composition where Moira is in the brawl composition, coalescence means everything. My last thing I will say with the coalescence here is that I would just be looking to use it a little bit more offensively in the right situations. But I mean, you could really argue for and against those. For and against those. It's really not black and white, but what I will say is to make sure that he's doing a good job of using his cooldowns before coalescence, but what I would say is to make sure that you're not around corners and that you're ready. I think being ready is important as a team, which, I mean, as a team is really difficult because, I mean, they're streamers, they don't usually play in these environments, but making sure that you're ready in a good position to do it, that you fade and then you co, because there was one time on third point when he was on defense, he was all the way back behind the corner back there, and they were already at this corner here. It just wasn't, the time wasn't right. And number 3, honestly, keep being awesome, dude. I said at the start that I wasn't going to be super like, oh man, you're great, but dude, message to mL7 if he watches this, dude. That was crazy in terms of talent in a content creator standpoint. He's being entertaining while in a tournament match against contenders players, and he's not completely throwing. So, like, literally, dude, keep staying awesome. that is a talent. That is something that you have to train aside from all of these things that I've said here. It's literally if we want to get technical, the confidence without ego that I try to teach you guys. Just staying cool, collected. He was a lawyer before this, I'm pretty sure, or he at least studied in law school. So, I mean, he does have that stone cold mentality if he needs to. So, I mean, he's leveraging all of this really well. Shout out to him. I'll link his channel down below if you guys somehow don't know him, but you know me. I mean, I don't know. We must be living under rocks now. But, yeah, I really appreciate everyone for watching. If you do have any comments or you like this series, let me know in the comments down below. If you do like this series, if you have another player that you'd like me to watch and maybe critique, please let me know, because this is something that's really fun. It's something I've never seen, and I think it's generally good for the community, and it helps everyone out learn, and, you know, we can be more supportive of each other. So, I mean, I'm more than happy to do this again, even if it's for mL7 again, I'll do it. So, yeah, I really appreciate you guys all for watching. But until next time, I've got to peace out and paz out. I'll see you in the next one.